Imagine waking up to the love of your life, only to discover that they've been hiding a dark, deadly secret.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step out of the
house.
house. Step out of the house.
Whoa.
We're just going to see if you're going to
Especially when that person you thought you knew better than anyone was actually capable of something unimaginable.
You have a warrant. Get your hands off of me, because I will post this on my... Get your hands off of me.
So, what happens when the person they love turns out to be a killer?
So what makes her a danger to herself and to others?
Threatened me, murder me, kill me.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes.
In this chilling body cam footage, Charles Vallow, father of 7-year-old JJ Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan, reveals disturbing details about his wife, Lori Vallow, months before their disappearance. The video captures a desperate Charles calling the Gilbert, Arizona Police Department in January 2019 after not being able to reach his children for days.
Why don't you come over here? So what's going on tonight?
I can't get in touch with my kids.
How old are your kids?
6.5 and 16. Okay.
How long have you been trying?
2 days.
Okay.
But she's lost her mind. I don't know how else to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a God, and remember the 144,000. Jesus is coming next year. She took all the money out of her bank account today. My truck is gone from the airport. She went to the airport and got it. I just flew in from Dallas. Houston and Dallas. So
Where's your truck?
I don't know. A friend of mine's truck picked me up. I went to the CSI to file a report, which is the Community Bridges or something. File a report.
So you did the petition?
Yeah, they ordered a pickup.
Okay. What time did you do that?
Hour and a half ago.
Okay. So what makes her a danger to herself and to others?
She threatened me, murder me, kill me.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes. And she said,
How did she do that?
My bishop right there is in the car. He was on the phone with me today when she said, "I will have you destroyed." That's what she said there.
Okay, that's not a threat to kill you.
Yesterday was a threat to kill me.
Okay. What did she say yesterday?
She said, "You're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles, but I can murder you now with my powers."
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Says I'm gonna kill you too. Yesterday was
So she's speaking as a spiritual being.
She's not here. She's lost her reality.
Is this just all recent, or has it been going on?
It's been going on for about 4 or 5 years. It's gotten really, really bad lately. She goes to the temple every day and speaks with Moroni and Jesus Christ, and they tell her what to do. And now she came to her today, and last couple of days she says, "I'm not Charles. You're not Charles. You're Nick Schneider."
When officers arrived, Charles opened up about Lori's bizarre beliefs. According to Charles, Lori believed she was a resurrected being and a God who spoke directly to an ancient prophet and Jesus. While her beliefs had been strange for years, Charles explained they'd become significantly worse.
She's nonsensical.
Okay.
And I haven't seen my...
Is he the older one or the younger one?
He's young. He's 6.5 years old.
Okay.
Okay. I want to do this now. You've got a pickup order. Am I correct?
We do.
Okay. If she doesn't answer, what do we do?
If she
Can
doesn't
I
answer,
break
we
into my
can't
house?
we can't enforce the order.
Can I break into my house?
Do you live here?
Yes, I do. It's my
Okay.
lease. I pay the lease.
Do you guys have any orders of protections against you?
No, we do not.
So,
I'm
no
gonna go on
police
her
reports?
tomorrow. No, nothing.
Okay. So how does she pose a threat to your children?
I don't know what she's going to do with them. I don't know if she's going to flee with them. She's going to hurt them.
You don't
Today-
even know if she's here, right?
Today on the phone. I can't. All the cars are. The garage is closed. I don't know. She locked the garage door.
I know.
haven't been up there yet.
I know,
She
but what I'm
said
hold on.
Sorry.
What I'm saying is, do you normally park 2 vehicles in the garage, inside the garage?
Correct.
Okay. So it's a possibility that her car and your truck are inside there?
I don't think she could fit my truck and her car at the same time. She may put them somewhere else. She said to me, "All your stuff is Charles' stuff is gone. You're
Okay.
not Charles. Your stuff is gone." I don't know what that
And
means.
how long have you been trying to get in touch with the kids?
Since yesterday.
What terrified Charles most was Lori's claim that someone named Nick Schneider had taken over his body. and that she needed to kill him to stop it. Charles had returned home from a trip to Houston to find that his truck and house keys were missing. His clothes had been thrown out, and their joint bank account had been drained, and his kids were nowhere to be found.
From what I'm gathering, correct me if I'm wrong, this is where I would go. First of all, we don't know if she took your truck. So you parked it at Sky Harbor on Tuesday morning. I would contact Phoenix Police, make a stolen vehicle report with them.
She took all my clothes out of my closet too, so this is what I got.
Start with Phoenix PD, report your truck stolen. Okay. As for tonight, we don't have a crime. We tried to serve this during the course of doing a welfare check. Okay. All the doors were locked.
This can't be served again.
Hold on, time out, let me finish. You gave him permission to force entry into your home. What I can do is I can do a special incident report documenting some of this information. As of right now, there's no crime. Okay. We attempted to conduct a welfare check here by speaking with your wife and also to serve this.
Pickup order, right?
2 separate calls. We classify it 2 separate calls. Okay. Normally we don't do this after 10 o'clock. Okay.
It's a civil order, and we're not even allowed to serve a search warrant without a judge's specific order at nighttime. There has to be specific cause that says that.
Charles and the officers managed to break into the house to check on the children. Sadly, the officers informed Charles they had an order to take Lori in for a mental health evaluation. But with no crime yet committed, the officers eventually left the scene.
What happened? Why don't you tell us what happened?
So yesterday, I got in an argument with my husband on the phone, and he was in Texas working, and I found some stuff that he'd been doing, so he was really defensive. And so I took the kids. We spent the night in a hotel because I knew he was coming home. And so this morning when I took my son to school, which he I went into the school to take him into school. He was waiting somewhere and stole my purse out of the car, my whole purse. So my phone, my wallet, my money, my everything was in there. So I had the door locked, but the sunroof was open because we have a service dog and he was in the car, and I didn't want to, my son was kind of throwing a fit. I didn't want to get them both out of the car because it was a mess this morning. And we didn't have any of our stuff because we spent the night in the hotel and he was out of his element. So I didn't lock the door for the first time ever, and he whatever, either got it out, I don't remember if the door was locked, he got it out, or he reached through the sunroof and just got it. But then he started texting all my family and all my friends and impersonating me and got my friend lured over to the house to meet him, where he had kicked in the door to get into the house and stuff. So
You did that this morning?
last night, which I'm glad we weren't there. So.
Right.
And so when I got there, I'm like,
The following morning, Lori met with the police herself and filed a report against Charles. She then voluntarily checked in for the mental health exam and was later cleared. Tragically, just a few months later, on July 11, 2019, Lori's brother Alex Cox shot and killed Charles Vallow at a home in Chandler, Arizona. By the end of September 2019, JJ and Tylee would vanish without a trace. Lori Vallow faced serious charges in Madison County, Idaho, including 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of her dependent children, along with 3 misdemeanors. Initially, her bail was set at a staggering $5 million. Eventually, Lori was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and grand theft in connection with the tragic deaths of her children.
I'm a good person, man. I don't hang out with dirtbags whatsoever. You know.
Well, not just being involved in.
Taylor Wright, a 33-year-old former police officer, had been missing for weeks before her body was discovered on a remote farm in Florida. She'd been shot in the back of the head, buried on the edge of the property, and covered with concrete and potting soil. At first, detectives had several people on their radar, including Taylor's ex-husband, who had a motive after she stole $100,000 from him, and her new girlfriend, Cassandra. But all signs pointed back to Ashley MacArthur, who was not only the last person to see Taylor alive, but also Taylor's supposed best friend.
But if you're in my shoes, this has to be
I'm right.
It has to be.
I'm right. Y'all, I mean, I'm not that guy. I never have been. I'm never gonna be. I mean, there's applications on my table at home, and I've been going to interviews trying to get back in law enforcement. I'm not that guy. Never gonna be. I never have been. I'm a good person, man. I don't hang out with dirtbags whatsoever. You know.
Well, and not just being involved in the actual murder, but as far as, you know, afterwards.
Helping conceal.
If any person in this world was like, hey, Zach, come help me do something, I would run from that as fast as I could. I don't want no. I don't break the law. I don't.
Let me just...
Zach MacArthur was shocked when police brought him in for questioning, accusing his wife, Ashley MacArthur, of murdering her best friend, Taylor Wright. The detectives pushed MacArthur on his possible knowledge of suspicious activities or connections to people involved in the case. Although he denied any involvement, his repeated insistence that he stays away from trouble and doesn't hang out with dirtbags made the officers suspicious. Sadly, it turned out that Zach really had no idea that Ashley had stolen $34,000 from Taylor before luring her to her parents' farm and killing her. 2 years after Taylor's body was found, Ashley was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
Emaciated, that he had...
What is emaciated?
Skinny, scrawny, malnutrition, not enough food, not enough water to sustain life. So he had...
I'm sorry, what?
He had duct tape on his extremities, on his hands, on his ankles, and those were covering rope burns that were used to tie him down.
When Utah police questioned Kevin Franca after 2 of Ruby Frank's children were found bruised and covered in duct tape, he seemed stunned by the horrifying accusations. During his interview on August 30th, 2023, Kevin said he trusted Jody Hildebrandt, describing her as very honest and truthful.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
Have a seat. What's your name? What did you?
That same day, Ruby's 12-year-old son escaped from Hildebrandt's home in desperate need of help. Emaciated, with open wounds and duct tape wrapped around his limbs, the boy climbed out a window and begged a neighbor for food and water.
Well, you're the custodial parent of these children. I don't see why we can't explain to you why we're involved. So I don't recall the exact time, but sometime before 11 o'clock today, we received a phone call from 911 on our dispatch that a 12 to 13-year-old boy was knocking on doors in a neighborhood asking for food and water, that he was severely emaciated, that he had...
What is emaciated?
Skinny, scrawny, malnutrition, not enough food, not enough water to sustain life. So he had...
I'm sorry, what?
He had duct tape on his extremities, on his hands, on his ankles, and those were covering rope burns that were used to tie him down. Take a second and think about what I just said. That's the condition of your son. Given that information, your son was taken to the hospital. A warrant has been applied and granted by the Department of Child and Family Services to remove from your wife's care. So no one right now is going to have access to these 2 children based on their physical condition. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Would you condone that behavior?
Would I condone that behavior?
That's my job. My job is to find out your knowledge of the treatment of these
based
precious
on your
children.
No. But again, I don't know the details or I don't know what's going on. But as you described that, that sounds
horrible, horrible, disgusting. No human being should be treated like that.
After the neighbor called 911, Kevin was brought in for questioning. When officers laid out the cruel details of what had happened to his children, Kevin couldn't believe what he was hearing.
What's going to happen? It's my wife. I love my wife.
I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. Haven't had an interview with
I
you.
don't remember those charges against my wife.
Possibly. I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again, I don't know your wife. I was hoping to gain some insight from you, but I don't necessarily know that that's something you wanted to,
I trust her.
a road you wanted to travel down with me, so.
And not without legal representation.
Yeah, alright, I get it.
But I love my wife and I trust my wife. And so, I mean, this feels like getting run over by a steam truck while you're sharing with me today.
Yeah, I can tell you're caught off guard.
I thought I was just coming here to pick up my kids, and for what, I don't know what or why, but...
Kevin was visibly shaken, and by the end of the interview, he was in tears.
It's just, it sounds like a horror movie. And I get you're all doing your jobs. I get it. I understand. And this is my life. I just want my kids. I just want my kids. I just want my family.
Emergency responders found Ruby's 10-year-old daughter inside the home, also severely malnourished. The Utah Division of Child and Family Services immediately took custody of the two children and placed Ruby's two other children in care as well.
Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not gonna step out of the
Step out of the
house.
house. Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just gonna see
Whoa,
if
whoa,
anybody
whoa.
else. Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come in my house?
Right there.
Look, they go on into my house.
You come in, buddy. I'm a police officer. Are you going for the union here? Hey, you okay? Is it just you in here? Where's your sister at? Contact one. You okay? Huh? You doing okay? I'm not gonna hurt you. Promise. See this right here? It's a badge. It tells me I don't hurt people. I'm just here to make sure you're okay.
Ruby Franca and Jody Hildebrandt were immediately arrested in Evans, Utah. Just 2 days later, both women were hit with 6 felony charges of aggravated child abuse.
All right, I'm gonna have you stand up, all right? Thank you. Go ahead and face this officer. Go ahead and place your hands on top of your head. You know, that's your finger, please. Thank you. Just put your hands on top of your head. You're good. Look to your left. Okay. Thank you.
Ruby Franca had previously pleaded guilty to starving and abusing her children. But in this recent case, she and Jody Hildebrandt, 54, each pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. A judge sentenced the duo to 4 consecutive prison terms of 1 to 15 years for each count, the maximum allowed under Utah law, ensuring they face a good amount of time behind bars for their terrible actions.
I announced to my wife last night I want a divorce. And 20, 30 minutes ago, my wife and daughter frying pan and
Body cam footage captured the chaotic aftermath of a violent family dispute after a man told his wife he wanted a divorce the night before. When officers arrived, they found the man lying on his neighbor's porch, wearing nothing but his underwear and sporting multiple gashes on his head. He told them he was scared for his life and had fled to his neighbors for safety.
What's going on, man? You all right?
I've had better days.
Okay, boy. Where's there's supposed to be a knife or something. Is there a knife anywhere?
That's not how I announced to my wife last night I want a divorce. And 20, 30 minutes ago, my wife and daughter, the frying pan, and I got a couple blows, and
So she has a knife in the frying pan?
Yes, sir.
Across the street?
Yes, sir.
All right, hang tight. I got EMS coming, okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Where you get hit at?
Authorities later charged the man's wife, 62-year-old Pam Davis, and his daughter, 29-year-old Kelly Davis, with attempted first-degree murder. Both women are currently being held in the Cheatham County Jail on $80,000 bonds.
Turn around, face away from me.
Can I have some cool pick my kids up?
When,
I was about to leave in a minute, too. Can I just leave the property?
No, we can't.
On September 30th, 2024, police in Ohio were called to a domestic dispute that had been going on for a while now. The victim, visibly shaken, told officers he feared for his life, claiming his girlfriend had threatened to have him killed. He also shared that this wasn't the first time he'd felt unsafe. According to him, her father had punched him in the past, though he admitted he had no physical evidence to back up the claim. He also filed a report against her brother.
What's going on? So, is there a way we can up there a little bit?
Sure.
I seen you were limping, so I didn't
I'm good.
want to make you walk too far. So, I only came up here just because the fact she likes to run her mouth a lot and everything else. So I didn't want her interfering with our conversation.
You live there?
I live next door from where he's sitting, the one that had the door open. So we woke up this morning and we were doing fine, smiling and everything, and just out of nowhere it just turned into a conversation or an argument. Ever since then, I just keep getting threats and all types of stuff to the point where from my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And we've had a schedule in the house. We basically put the kids in their room with the baby gate, just give mommy and daddy some time and stuff. Even though they're not my kids, I claim them because their dad's locked up. He hasn't been there for them, so I've been here. So, problem is, I've had multiple threats. Her dad's been here a couple of days ago and punched me in the face. I made a police report about it. Okay. They didn't do anything because there was no physical proof. So there's a report on that. There's multiple reports on her brother. I just keep getting these threats and threats and threats when things don't go her way, and I'm to the point because her dad already put his hands on me that I'm not feeling safe in this house. And they've removed her for threats before.
How long you guys been together?
Almost 2 years now.
After the interrogation, the man's girlfriend was immediately taken into custody.
Turn around, face away from me.
Can I have some cool pick my kids up?
When,
I was about to leave in a minute, too. Can I just leave the property?
No, we can't. Ohio's preferred arrest. So if we have proof of a domestic, either menacing, which is threats, or domestic violence, which is physical, we have to arrest. We are going to add what led up to it.
Let me call my sister so you can pick them up. How long will I be in there for? I'm scared.
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, probably tonight.
I'm scared. Are you dead? No, are you dead? No, I'm not.
Face away from me. Put your hands above your head. Interlace your fingers. Interlace your fingers. Face away. Spread your feet above your head. Spread your feet out a little bit. Interlace your fingers. I'll take this for you.
Ultimately, she was later charged with domestic violence.
Well, you shot back, obviously. For self-defense, probably, if she's shooting you first.
I didn't have it.
What?
I didn't have it. I didn't have my gun. I do own a gun, and it's in my name, and I have paperwork that I bought it in my name. I am not a felon.
On August 5th, 2024, an apartment complex in Ohio turned into chaos after multiple reports of gunfire sent police racing to the scene.
Yeah. But I can tell you this. From what I know about him, he goes by New York. He's been around here for a few years. I know you guys have arrested him a couple times, and he walks with a limp because he got shot a couple years ago.
Do you know the girl's name that's staying there?
I have no idea. I don't even know her.
Could sound like...
I just am sitting there talking to my girl in there. Next you know, I hear a few shots. I see her screaming and on the phone. I go to check on the kids. When I come back, she's pulling out, and I didn't see him. But he walks with a limp. He used to have long hair. He cut his hair. He's from Youngstown, too. But I know he goes by New York. That's about all I know.
Yeah, it sounded like it was two girls almost shooting at each other.
Two girls?
Yeah. That's what kind of a couple people said they saw.
Whoa.
It was that girl shooting back after she was getting shot, that kind of thing. And it's kind of what we're getting right now. Again, I don't know 100%. But, that's kind of what we're trying to figure all out here.
I just know it was a guy over there, and I know they had a screaming match the day, and I know it was a car full of people that pulled up. I didn't see him get out or nothing, but just a whole bunch of commotion, and they left.
Yeah.
So I figured it must have just escalated.
And it might have, carried over today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think there was a call or something about, did someone pop off rounds that day or?
It might have been maybe one. Maybe. I'm not sure, I wasn't here.
Okay.
But my mom, she stays over there. She was like, I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're trying to get a couple apartments.
Here, two girls were fighting. Hey, Crockett, this house got hit.
What other house got hit?
Right there, 1037 got hit. All right.
I heard the boom.
This is just one, or how many did you hear?
I heard like 6, 7 shots.
All right.
21.
Yeah. I don't know the round. I don't know where the round went. You can see where it's stuck.
Came through here too.
Yeah. Well, must have bounced off. Here, let me shut this real quick so I can see where it might have bounced to. Please, thank you. It might be over here in the yard somewhere. All right, you can come out if you want. Thank you.
By the time officers arrived, stray bullets had already struck several apartments, leaving residents shaken up. The suspects, however, had already fled. During their investigation, police uncovered that the gunfire erupted after a heated argument between two women who had been shouting at each other before things escalated into a shootout.
I don't believe so.
Hey, Zoe. Not trying to be a weirdo or anything, just checking to make sure. Hold on. Nothing in your front waistband?
No.
Okay.
510, trying to make contact.
Let me double lock your handcuffs so they don't tighten up on you. Right?
708.
All three individuals involved in what turned out to be a love triangle eventually fled, but police tracked them down and made arrests.
Stop spitting on the cars. So if one of us gets spit on, you both get charged.
No, he just spit on me.
I know, but if you both spit on each other, then
Man,
you
I
spit
need
on
to get
us.
my out.
All right, well please stop.
I'm in here. Y'all gonna put them together?
No, we're not. Sir, so we can't speak on that. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
All right, well.
Get your out in the park.
You have something in your bra or anything in your bra?
No.
All right. Here, put your hands behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt you. Do it that way. All right.
Just gotta make it comfortable on you, that's all.
Come on.
The two women now face charges for improperly discharging a firearm. The man, meanwhile, is facing charges for tampering with evidence and possessing a weapon as a convicted felon. Hidden camera footage that surfaced early in 2024 allegedly shows Melody Felicano Johnson, an Arizona woman, pouring bleach into her husband's coffee maker. The incident reportedly began in March, when her husband, an airman, started noticing that his coffee tasted off for weeks. Growing suspicious, he decided to set up a hidden camera, disguised as a smoke detector, to monitor the kitchen. What he captured was quite unsettling. The footage allegedly shows his wife, Johnson, on multiple occasions tampering with the coffee maker, pouring what appeared to be an unknown substance into the machine.
Tonight's the night I caught her on video. So let's test this water. It's gonna be purple. Boom.
After catching her on camera, the man realized it's been his wife the whole time. He also tested the water from the coffee pot, likely trying to confirm his worst fears.
Okay, about 50 minutes ago, while I was at work, I noticed her come over to the coffee maker and she did something. So I've got my tester. I'm going to add the water to see if there's chlorine and pH is off. I'm pretty certain it is because I saw the bleach bottle over here. I saw it being pulled out. That bottle was pulled out. Okay. There's this here. Oh, you can smell it from here. I can smell it. Looks fine. Don't know if it'll actually do anything, if it'll change it since I've already put it in, but let's give it a shot here. Let's see if it'll do anything. Look at that. Totally changed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and then you can smell it. Like I can literally smell this. Fix this here. Yeah, I can literally smell this. You can see it sudsed up. Soapy. I guarantee it's slick too on the fingers. Yeah, slippery.
Even though he knew she was behind it, he decided to play along, pretending to drink the coffee so he could get convincing evidence that he was being poisoned by his wife. Originally charged with attempted murder, Johnson faced reduced charges, which now carry a potential sentence of up to 2 years in prison for each count. It's terrifying to think that people like these are still walking around freely. Well, we have more of these contents on our channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that. Like the video, and we'll see you next time.